YouTube is full of tasty Chinese chicken and broccoli recipes, but let's be real, anyone can stir-fry chicken and blanch broccoli. The real star of this dish, it is the sauce. Without a flavorful sauce, those ingredients just can't shine. So what can I do to make my chicken and broccoli recipe stand out? Even if it's just a small improvement, I've got a special twist you want to try in your next batch. Whether it's my recipe or your own favorite version. Now let's get cooking. We're starting off with the chicken since it needs a little time to marinate. I've got 400 grams of chicken breast here, but feel free to use chicken thighs if you prefer. I know some people shy away from chicken breast because it can be dry. The secret to juicy chicken breast? Don't slice it too thin. I've cut mine about a 1/4 inch thick, plus a quick marinade with these ingredients will help lock in all that moisture and flavor. Put the chicken into a mixing bowl and add these ingredients. 2 tablespoons oyster sauce, 2 tablespoons water, 1 tablespoon cornstarch, 2 teaspoons of soy sauce. Mix well and you will know it's ready when you don't see a pool of liquids on the bottom of the bowl. Finally, we add 2 tablespoons of cooking oil and mix for a minute. Let the chicken marinate for at least 30 minutes. This is 350 grams of broccoli. Remove the large stem and save it for a soup stock. Cut the broccoli any way you like. As long as the broccoli florets can fit inside your mouth, it's good to go. I have to admit, broccoli isn't one of my favorite foods, but with the sauce and chicken, I'll eat it. Speaking of vegetables I hate, I've got 1 small carrot. I am adding this in mainly for color. Also, I don't get to use this nifty pattern cutting knife often enough. It makes these nice little ridges. I've ended up with about a dozen sliced carrots. You can use less or more, it's entirely up to you. Then keep the carrots and broccoli together. And I love garlic so much, if it was up to me, there'd be a dozen garlics in this dish. But we just need 4 cloves this time to keep the flavors more balanced. Just mince it and set it aside. The sauce which powers this dish. In this mixing bowl, 180 ml of low sodium chicken stock, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1½ tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of dark soy sauce, a 1/4 teaspoon ground white pepper, 1 tablespoon oyster sauce, 1 teaspoon pure sesame oil. Now here is another tip for better sauce. Use the best soy sauce, oyster sauce, and pure sesame oil that you can afford. It really makes a lot of difference. Mix well and set aside. Boil enough water to blanch the broccoli and carrots at the same time. For me, it takes about 3 minutes. I usually look at the color. When the broccoli turns bright green, it's about ready. Strain the broccoli and carrots, removing as much water as you can. Heat your pan to medium-high heat. When it smokes, add 2 tablespoons of oil and then the garlic. Then quickly add the marinated chicken and sear one side first. Don't flip the chicken too quickly. The sear on the first side of the chicken is going to help create some tasty bits on your pan. It is normal to see a crust build up on the pan when you flip the chicken after a few minutes to cook the other side. Cook the chicken about 90% done, because another key to juicier chicken breast is don't overcook it, because we're going to finish cooking it later. Remove the chicken and set it aside. Do not clean the pan. All those little bits of chicken and the marinade sauce that have stuck to that pan is super important for the sauce, and you're going to see why very soon. It's time to make a most delicious sauce for this chicken and broccoli recipe. Add a tablespoon of the oil. You can use a low-medium heat for this. The pan should still be plenty hot. Then add 2 tablespoons of Chinese Shaoxing wine. Then start scraping the yummy bits off of the bottom of the pan. This is a very important flavor component for the sauce. In French cooking terminology, this is called deglazing the pan. Deglazing is a culinary technique where liquid, stock, wine, or even water is added to a hot pan to lift the beautiful flavor brown bits left from searing or cooking. By simmering and reducing the liquid, you transform these caramelized drippings into a silky, flavorful pan sauce that elevates any dish. When the sauce starts to boil, mix together 2 tablespoons of cornstarch with 2 tablespoons of water. This is called a slurry, and it will really thicken up the sauce. If you prefer a runnier sauce, use 1 tablespoon cornstarch and 1 tablespoon water. Stir and combine immediately. This is really important. If you don't, the cornstarch will clump. When the sauce has smoothed out, break out 1 large egg and scramble it. This is my secret to make your chicken and broccoli recipe better. The egg will make the sauce shinier and give it extra flavor. Now, I've never seen anyone else do this for their chicken and broccoli recipe. And I actually got this idea while I was eating at a sukiyaki restaurant. I added an egg into the soup, and yeah, it came out nice and shiny. Drizzle the egg into the sauce, and then add the chicken and the broccoli. And just cook this until the chicken is done, which should not take long at all. And this is my Chinese chicken and broccoli recipe. And of course it goes really well with a nice hot bowl of steaming rice. Try this one out, folks. And of course I do make deliveries. I take Bitcoins and Camels as payment. I'll see you in the next video.